We're totally not late. And in fact, this is way too early. Hey, welcome everyone. This is the waiting room, basically, for the Nintendo Direct Switch 2. I have no clue what to expect. I actually have a slight bingo. Stay sticky. Stay sticky. Makama feet emoji. I'm so sorry for anyone who had to see that. Okay, so Stay Sticky started... Stay Sticky got a little crazy. So for those of you who don't know Stay Sticky, it all started because another streamer that we all know, Narf, she saw this like cool AI thing where it generates like a little description of your stream when you raid them. The thing is that when it was run on my channel, for some reason it was extremely threatening and it made the phrase Stay Sticky. So now hashtag Stay Sticky is a thing. But welcome. Today, stay sticky, everyone. Today is the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and I want to point out something here that I thought was funny about the Switch 2 Direct. The Switch 2 Direct. Also, the playlist that we're listening to today is the whatchamacallit, the ROM hack playlist. So it's like a collection of like different ROM hack songs. But when you look at the URL of this. Oh wait, what? It doesn't say it anymore. It used to say successor. Like it used to say Nintendo Direct, the successor or something. Well, that's unfortunate. This starts in about 9 minutes, so I have no clue what to expect. I have a small bingo of things that I figure is going to happen, but I don't necessarily know how it's going to work. I was also going to put a new Legend of Zelda game, but apparently there's a movie being made about that, so that's out of the question now. But I'm thinking the new Dynasty Warriors, new Zelda Dynasty Warriors game, which is like their like weird spin-off game, as well as the Switch Street Pass is probably going to come back. So there's some reasons for some of these, or like a lot of these. And I was thinking to myself, I feel what private? Only you join Bingo Poker. Okay, sure. I don't really care. The reason why we're... it just says bin. It's not even enough items to say bingo. Look, okay. I don't know how people can think of, like, 9 items. Or, like, a usual bingo is 5x5, right? But how do people think of 25 items? I don't know. But I'm going to give you a reason as to why I think at least some of these is true. Instead of saying bin, I'm going to say, like, wahoo. I don't know. What does Mario say? What does Mario say? We'll do, like, a abbreviated wahoo. We'll do like a wahoo. It just says who. If you abbreviate wahoo, it just says who. Okay, this is off to a great start. A very good start. Switch to direct bingo. Perfect. This is off to a great start. Wow. I believe that some interesting things are probably going to come from this based on some recent moves that they've been doing. Here, let me show you the bingo, and then I'll explain each and every single one. One, I think Nintendo is flirting with the idea of bringing back some things that they tried before that probably wasn't as popular as they would have hoped. Okay, white on white is probably not the best way of doing this, but that's fine. This is the wahoo! And then, I don't know, maybe add like a Super Mario hat or something at the top. We'll do Super Mario Odyssey hat. Just hat, PNG, hat, transparent. There we go, hat, perfect. Okay, that's... Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, whoever is on Pinterest that made this. Thank you. This is actually almost exactly what we needed, except that it also includes a mustache for some reason. So, Super Mario... Mario Disembodied. .png. Mario Disembodied.png. We'll do the Mario face here. Mario. This is just Mario Disembodied. I don't know why it looks like this. Perfect. Okay, what the fuck do you mean? I thought it was transparent. What is this? It's fake transparency? You're kidding me, right? What's the point? Alright, fuck it. Wahoo! We'll just leave it like that, okay? Listen, this is the Wahoo Bingo for Switch 2 Direct. I have some ideas about what's going on here. And these are very, very lofty and also kind of strange, so let me explain. For the past couple of months, Nintendo's been doing a lot of interesting things with their technology side of things. They've also been bringing back some old things that they used to have. So, there's a theoretical that people have been having with the Switch 2 that it's going to have like sort of this idea of mouse control on it. But then there's also this thing that they're trying to do, which is they're bringing back the Mii ecosystem. The Mii ecosystem died with the Wii. For a long time, it was dead for a very long time, and all of a sudden, it came back with the Switch very quietly, to the point where even I didn't know until someone in the chat told me. But it wasn't used for anything. It wasn't used for any games. And then Tamagotchi Life all of a sudden comes back after years, or maybe like more than a decade. Okay. Which is the game to show off your Miis. Now, why would they put so much emphasis on Miis, right? Miis, back in the Wii U and the 3DS and the DS era, were more than just a character within a game. In fact, Tamagotchi Life was more so a showcase of what you could do with it as a game developer, and not really, it was never meant to be like a full thing, but it apparently became like a full thing, which, to be fair, was kind of fun. Instead, the Miis were meant to be an avatar for you as a Nintendo person, to use in different things, right? Like, you were supposed to use it to go on Street Pass, to talk to people. You're supposed to use it as your character that would show up in, like, online lobbies. In fact, you see this right now within Mario Kart, which is actually one of the few places where you see it being used. Your Mii shows up in the online lobby, which is a precursor to a lot of what they also used to have around that, which is a larger social network that didn't require games, too, where you could just join in, talk to anybody. It's led to some famous moments, which I actually have on my machine. 60 FPS old gen games, let's go. I'm really hoping that it's not just a series of like recreations of old games in 60 FPS, but if you mean like Switch 1 games in 60 FPS on Switch 2, I really do hope so, because I do know that it's a stronger processor. So the other reason why this thing is such a small bingo board is because we know a lot of what's going to happen. We know the higher specs. We know what it's probably capable of. And so I couldn't really think of anything bingo-wise that would be so mind-blowing to make me go, yeah, you know what I mean? One of the Oblivion remake will be announced for Switch 2. Wait, what? There's an Oblivion remake? Also, yeah, you mean Switch 1 games and 60 FPS on Switch 2. Okay, maybe we'll add Oblivion remake as an extra bingo, okay? But I was thinking that they're gonna bring back this. The weird social network that they used to have. So they used to have this weird social network, all the way up until Splatoon, actually, and then it just died. It just randomly died. They shut it down. It wasn't making enough money or something. Obviously, these things cost money to like make, right? But the thing is that there was so much comedy from this, where people could just post anything, and it was just various game communities all taking part in this random social network. And it's not just communities of like game communities. It's like, it's Nintendo people. And Nintendo people are funny in the sense that you don't really know what the age of the person that you're talking to is. Like, they could be a 5-year-old or they could be like a 25-year-old. But either way, they paint the text box like Picasso on a canvas. And they say cigarettes are like hamsters. They're fine until you put it in your mouth and light it on the fire. True. Posted by Mario 2 days ago. And X amount of people gave it a yeah. I suspect this is probably going to come back, along with some other things, like their Switch Street Pass stuff, because I don't think they're going to just let it die, and I think now that they're charging money for the service as a whole, I imagine that's probably why they could probably justify it existing now. Whereas before, it was all free, there was no need to pay for it. The console was sort of the one-time cost for you to access all of this stuff. Now they charge you a very high premium, actually, for online, that they might actually decide to bring this back as part of like a full value package, because so far, the online has been pretty bad. But aside from playing games online and like the emulator for old games, which is you can have it for anything, it's pretty bad. Like it's something that you can get otherwise for a lot cheaper and a lot easier too. So it's fascinating how little value there is, and a part of me hopes that they're going to build value onto that. I put Jack Black and Chris Pratt come back because I just figured they're like the two hottest people in the Mario verse right now. And Jack Black, I just have a feeling he'll just show up because like he's in the Minecraft movie. So there's no way that Nintendo doesn't peg him. Mario game launch title voiced by Chris Pratt, because I thought, wacky physical add-on just like the Labo. Linux for Switch is because of the theorized mouse control thing, and a Madden NFL launch game is because the Wii, for some reason, had Madden NFL as a launch game, and I just want to see that happen again. Because in lieu of a Switch sports game, which came out for the Switch 1, I think it'd be funny to have a Madden NFL launch game as like the sports title. Just Dance, because for some reason that series never dies and always comes back for any system that has like motion control, and then a new Zelda Dynasty Warriors game. That's my bingo. It's a very short one because again, it's very hard to think of like a full-on bingo. I don't know how people do, you know, dozens of things, and there's a lot of things that we already kind of know. Like even the 60 FPS, I would have thought was implied, given that even say the PS2, like the PS5. Sorry, I was about to say PS2, is basically that. Actually, it should be starting like right now. Is this the link? Oh, it is. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I have some high hopes for this, but I'm also willing to temper my expectations. But it's just hard not to be excited because it's Nintendo. I feel like every time Nintendo's done something new, it's always been at least really, really fun to look at. And really, really fun to like play. So I'm excited to see what they come up with here. Peggy 18. Whoa, we got M-rated stuff in the lineup? Let's go. I think I'm pretty sure it stopped at 17. For a second, I thought that was like a Lego spin-off, and I was about to say, oh my god. But no, it was just the logo. See, what did I say? Mario game launch title. Of course they're gonna do a Mario game launch title. But now we need to see, right? Because the original voice actor is gone. This has to be Chris Pratt here. Oh, it's Mario Kart. Yoshi's Diner Dash. If they did a Yoshi's Diner Dash, I think it'd be a hit. Imagine Yoshi regurgitating your food like a mama bird, the way that mama birds do. So instead of it being served onto a plate, all your customers are like smaller Yoshis, and they open their mouths, and then like green Yoshi. So like Yoshi Prime spits the food into your mouth down your throat. I think that would be an amazing. I need to write that down. Okay, maybe we can't do it based off of Yoshi because that's like copyright, right? So we'll do it based off of just birds. We'll just do like a bird-themed Diner Dash, whereby you must spit the food into people's mouths and you must use your tongue to mix it up or something. And you can control the tongue. So, bird-themed Diner Dash, where you are a bird and must spit the food into patrons' mouths using your tongue to mix everything up and your mouth to carry it all, and you must keep your head afloat. And you'll be heavy, so your head will sway. That's an instant day one collector's edition for me then. If we make this game, genuinely, I think it's gonna be a banger. Sorry, I was looking at the video the whole time. It's not that I don't care about Mario Kart, but I feel like it's basically the same thing every time. But the setting does look cool.
And I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
Yay!
I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
How do they decide who gets what voice? I said this last time, but I've always wondered how they decide what voice actor does what person's voice. Do they do like a match? Because you can kind of hear the voice in the background. It's not the same.
Exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
I think it's going to be the same as every other Mario Kart game. That's the thing about Mario Kart, right?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
I don't mind Mario Kart, and I don't mind it's the same thing every single time, but it's hard to get excited for it because it's the same gameplay every single time.
Depending on the time of day and
there'll be courses on different CCs and you can play with others. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know what else to believe. Like it's, because what else can you do, right? The game is fundamentally about racing on a go-kart as a Mario-verse character, right? It's like the multiverse but for Mario. But the cool part that I will say is that they be getting more creative with the maps. I remember the original Mario Kart, as cool as Rainbow Road was, it wasn't nearly as cool. Whereas this one, I look at it and I go, they're clearly building into a Mario universe and a Mario setting that's unique to Mario, that has this weird blend of cartoony but also like really modern architecture. In the same way that like Odyssey had New Donk City, That's the interesting part to me of a new Mario Kart game. But in terms of mechanics, it's the same game since day one. The only addition that's been new has been drifting. That's it.
One corner of the world to another.
You'd rather have your Cope Super Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe. I think you can find that now if you go on YouTube and you search for Fanime, or you search for unabridged series, or you Google who would win, Naruto versus Goku versus Sora versus Titus. Like that's what you would type, right? Who would win? Top video game characters 2025. And then you like you have like an animation of like Bayonetta fighting Kratos and he like smothers him in a titties or something, right? That's what the Super Smash Bros. Verse is.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
But this is okay. This is cool.
At different locations.
An open world driving Mario game like that, where it's not about the racing. Okay, maybe I'll buy this. I didn't buy the last Mario Kart because I was like, it's the same game, and I still have Mario Kart from before. But a mode where you just get to drive around and you get to hang out with people in these nice locales. I think that'd be kind of interesting to like do. Sadly, I think you can't get out of the car, which sucks. But, you know, that's still pretty good. Oh, so it's Super Mario Forza 6. Yeah, it's like Super Mario. Yeah, it's like Forza New Horizons or something.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Yep, so that's the launch title.
We'll share more details in the future, so we hope
Did I get a bingo? I guess I got a bingo. It's a Mario game launch title, but I was thinking more like a Mario platformer.
I'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, we might... A Switch Linux?
These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2.
Yeah, Joy-Con 2. Which I like the design of.
On the right Joy-Con
they fixed
2,
the problems.
We've added a new C button.
What? No one's gonna press that.
Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
That button is too close to the home button. You're gonna press that in the game, and it's gonna go to the home menu, and you're gonna go, fuck! You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a disaster. The C stands for copyright, so why is Redditor?
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
I'm so ahead of all you guys. Woo! Yo!
So quick.
This is the one thing that I hated about the Switch. There was no voice chat, so you had to go on a Discord call. Oh my god.
No.
I mean, in a way, this is probably better than what I expected.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, perfect.
Hi.
It sounds so awful.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
But that's so much better. Yes. Every other platform has this. Every other console has this.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
AOL Messenger voice quality. Yeah, it is pretty bad. And I can't imagine. I don't think it's gonna be good if you're sitting that far, right?
From a distance.
But it's gonna be convenient because it used to be that you had to go on Discord on your laptop or something with your headphones and be annoying to set up. I remember when Smash Bros first came out and we were doing in-house tournaments, we'd have to go in Discord to like do all the talking and like all the little like announcing stuff. It was so frustrating to like do, and I was thinking to myself, why is there no built-in voice chat? What? Screen sharing? Look at how it's 5 FPS, 5 FPS. It's 5 FPS. I don't know if this is good. I don't know why they're showing this. I don't know why they're showing this. No, don't show 5 FPS. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good.
Okay, I got it.
We have Discord at home. Like, this doesn't even look good.
You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
This doesn't even look good. Like I don't know if it's, I don't know. The voice chat thing is already questionable in terms of quality. But at least it makes sense for convenience to play certain games like Smash Bros. But screen share? I'm like, I don't know if this actually makes sense. Doesn't look good, but that's honestly so true. There is not a single generated asset here.
Guys,
Plus, how many times are you gonna get on a video call when somebody else isn't there?
or expand another friend's game screen.
Did you see for a second it went to 240p? Like the bitrate was like super trash. It went to 240p and nearly died for a second there. Oh man,
So
it's
everyone
just
can
it's too
watch
honest. Because the thing too, right? It's gonna letterbox your game, which is annoying. I wish there was a voice chat where it just had the icons only on the top left or the right or something. But then it seems to accommodate for a screen share function that no one's going to use, because if you're playing a game with someone, then you're busy. If you're not playing with someone, then why would you want to share? So the C button's only for
Actually, guys,
only for chat.
I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay.
Here, you
I'll-
can quickly
I'll be back,
and
guys.
easily mute yourself and more.
Hey guys, I just got
And
laid
there's
off.
this.
What?
By connecting
Camera?
this camera to the system.
Yo! This might be a new way to stream games on the Switch chat. This might be a whole new way to stream games on the Switch. But
You can appear on
I
screen
want you to think about
and
this,
video
right?
chat while playing a game.
Yeah, the wacky hardware. This is an easy bingo for the wacky hardware. But I want you to think about this. That camera functionality is gonna be not like hacked, but like it's gonna be bootlegged the very first day.
Please look
Somebody's
forward
gonna
to
figure
games
out how to
which use
do
your
a virtual
feed
camera,
like this.
and you're gonna be able to plug in your OBS virtual camera into it to put any image that you want. And I can't wait. Actually, you're gonna see there's a trend where people have been recording concerts on the Nintendo DS. People are gonna do that with a Switch now, but instead of having to hold the like Switch up, they're gonna put the Switch in their backpack, and there's gonna be like a cable going to the camera that they're holding up to like look at the person performing on the stage. This is a new era
Decide your
of
own
like
rules
shitpost
for a retro game
concert
competition.
recordings.
Or hold a sports competition between families.
But between families,
All together, anytime,
between families,
anywhere.
honey, me and your
Game
mother, we're not in love anymore, so we're gonna divorce, okay?
What did you
I'm
think?
taking your sister, you're going with your mom. But we'll still play volleyball every Sunday. It's a family affair. We have to do it, okay?
Almost as if you're all playing together in the same
That's why
place.
they're two separate places, even though they're the same family, because they had the divorce. It was a very
camera
messy
you saw
divorce.
in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will
It's-
be
it's a
available
little-
on the same day as Switch 2.
It's glitchy. It's a challenge to a Shaolin Showdown type
A Nintendo
situation.
Switch Online membership will be required
This is cool.
to use Game Chat.
I think this is interesting because it's like it's bordering on social network. And it has a wacky hardware. But it's not super wacky. Like I was imagining something closer to the Nintendo Labo versus like a webcam, but I will say that the webcam is at least wacky enough for
supports the Nintendo Switch parental controls
a Nintendo console, because it's just I don't think Nintendo's ever done that, and I don't even know any other console that has that.
A child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and
A
friends.
new one more. There's one more. What? Backgammon.
Nintendo Switch, even if you just have
Having
one
subscription
game,
to have
you can
a
pass
video
quick
chat is
controller to
crazy.
a friend and play
Nintendo is a small company. They have to
But
make
on Nintendo Switch
they have to
2,
make money
you
somehow,
can play
right?
together locally on multiple systems using
What?
just one game with Game Share.
Oh
As shown
shit! There's
here,
remote
even
play.
Games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game.
Oh
With
shit!
Game
Wait,
Share,
that's actually
you can
kind of cool.
Temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2.
I
or
like
a
this
Nintendo
because
Switch
it's
system.
a bit like what
You
Steam
can share
tried to
a
do.
game
So
with up to
people don't
3
know
other
this.
systems at a
But
time.
Steam's remote play actually has an
Game Share
API
also
that
supports
allows you
online
to send
play
a
with
different
other
screen to
Switch
someone else.
systems.
So the
And
host
you can use it
generates the
with friends
frames
with
for
Game
every
Chat,
single
which we
player,
showed earlier.
and you send a different screen for everyone else. It's mainly for like stuff like
Only
card
be
games
used
where
with
every person has a
compatible
different
games.
card
This
hand,
feature is
but
planned
no
for
game
several
really
titles,
uses it.
starting with a free update for Clubhouse games.
But for this
51
is kind of
worldwide
cool, especially if it's
classics on
higher
Nintendo
quality
Switch.
than the video call. I would hope it's higher
Game
quality
Share
than the video call.
support is
If it's the
also
same
planned for
quality
select
for the
games
higher,
exclusive to
if it's the
Nintendo
same
Switch
quality
2,
as
so we
the
hope
video
you
chat,
look
I'm not really sure if it's going to work. But playing
next-
Super Mario Odyssey would be kind of cool with your friend to be as the hat, right?
We'd like to show you
That's
the
a much better way
Nintendo
to cook it.
Switch 2 system
To clip it on
itself.
too.
Please
Yeah,
take
show
a
us how to clip it on. Yeah, show us. Because I like the new way that it clips on compared to the slide. Right now, the slide seems a little iffy.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen.
I also
Here's how that
wonder- so,
compares to Nintendo Switch.
I have a personal pet theory
The
that they
system's
did
thickness
this
remains the
style to match the Steam Deck because of the popularity of that thing.
With approximately
I think they
double the
wanted to
pixels
look
compared
cooler.
to Switch,
They
you
wanted to
can
move
enjoy
away
games
from this
with
idea of
greater
like
detail on
weird
the
fun.
1080p screen.
Oh, 1080p. It was 720p before. No wonder it looked like shit. Up to 120 FPS. What the fuck?
The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing
Okay,
for
maybe
smoother
that's
gameplay
if you had
and
60
supported
FPS,
titles.
it's now being blown out of the water. Vivid LCD.
The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR.
That's kinda
providing
neat,
more
actually.
contrast
Wow, this
between
actually looks
light
really
and
good.
Dark areas of the images.
You think they moved the Steam Deck layout because it's been optimized for cooling and putting stuff
The
into it, you feel?
all-new
That's a good
Joy-Con
point,
2
yeah. Because you have so much
controllers
more
connect
space.
magnetically.
And-
Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the
Oh,
system.
thank God. Yeah, because right
Detach the
now, the
controller
current latch
easily
system
by
feels very
pressing the
wonky.
release
I
button
don't know
on
if
the
you
back.
guys have ever felt it, but mine shake back and forth. Like I'm worried about breaking the button. 120 FPS, but no
SL
game will
and
support
SR
that. So
buttons are
true.
bigger for greater comfort and
Oh, thank
control
God. Yeah, the
when playing with
Joy-Con little
Joy-Con 2
shoulder buttons
held
were so bad to
horizontally.
use before. Yeah, it's good.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
Okay, look. Okay, guys, a Switch Linux is
Joy-Con 2
is not
controller
far
can
off.
Be used as a mouse to play with compatible games.
A Switch Linux
Both
is
the
not
left
far
and right
off.
Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
Now we just need the announcement of Switch Linux.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Built-in mic for easy voice chatting.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat.
Honestly,
It also uses
I do enjoy
noise-canceling
quite a lot of these
technology to
features.
filter sounds,
Yeah,
so
and mouse
your
control is
voice
going to be
will come
interesting
through
because
clearly.
some games are really nice to play with a mouse, but even like a shooting game, I just
Even
feel
if
it's
you
much
don't have
easier
a
to play with a
surround
mouse.
sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Yeah, this. I wonder if this works with the headphone thing, and I wonder if they actually improve the headphone thing because the Bluetooth system for headphones is a little bit bad too. It's kind of annoying to set up.
Place your Nintendo
And it doesn't
Switch
sound nearly
however
as
you
good.
like, with a large, sturdy stand.
Thank God. I don't know what they
You
were
can
thinking
move it
with the
freely,
current stand.
like
The
this.
current stand feels like it's going to like break. 2 ports? For what?
In addition to the USB-C
Oh.
port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
Yes. See that? The layout at the
It's
bottom
handy
never made
for
sense to me.
connecting a USB-C camera
Or a charger.
charging in tabletop mode.
Because you can't charge it while you're playing in tabletop mode. That was my biggest issue. Or even when you're playing handheld,
Nintendo
I can't
Switch
rest it
2
on my stomach.
comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so
for
they're not
storing your
skimping
game
on the
downloads,
price.
Save data, and more.
Not that
Reading
the
and writing
size was a
data
problem
is
now.
also
I have a
fast.
fair I'm on the game, still haven't run into any problems, but still pretty good.
Use the Nintendo
4K.
Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV.
Yeah, if it's
and
4K,
enable
it's not
up
gonna go to 120
4K
FPS.
resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
I hope that they show the inside of it too, because I'm worried about the scratching that was
The
present
Nintendo
on the Switch
2
1.
dock has a
Cinematic
built-in fan
5
that
FPS
keeps your
4K.
system cool. This helps keep performance stable.
Also, note that the menu before did show Mii's. I'm pretty sure Street Pass and
Nintendo
stuff
Switch 2,
is going to come back
You can
here.
play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
Oh, wait a minute.
Physical
So what
and
does it mean by
digital games are
compatible?
supported.
I thought it was going to be fully backwards compatible, but it seems like the way that they describe that means that compatibility is select for certain games. Yeah, that's a little iffy. I'm not sure about that one. It's a little scary to hear because it means that you have to do something explicit.
As you just saw, Nintendo
It could be
Switch
the
2
online store
isn't
games,
simply
like
an
the
improved
indie
Nintendo
games.
Switch.
It could be those that aren't compatible.
We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My
I was going to
current
put
location
on my bingo
is actually inside the game itself.
a funny little segment involving a real
This
person
is
animated
Nintendo Switch 2
onto a
Welcome Tour.
AI game.
Exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm standing
You'd buy a
over
Switch
here.
2 for $200. You'd buy a Switch 2
Okay,
from the back
everyone,
of a truck.
Join me inside the game.
All because of compatibility, yeah.
There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them.
No, look, it's Aperture Science Lab home.
This sign
No,
reads,
so
"Where
yeah,
are the
it's
magnets?"
it's weird because it's a interactive
Joy-Con 2
tutorial.
controllers
We've seen this for the
attached to
PS5
system
as
with
well,
magnets.
but it's
And those
also
magnets are inside the
specifically
system.
not Mii's. They've gone away from the
SL and
Mii
SR
character,
buttons on the
but they
Joy-Con
still
2 are made
support
of metal.
Mii's. I feel like this was an opportunity to have
that's
your
how they
Mii's
attach
inside
to
the
the
game. and have your Mii be centerpiece.
magnetic circuit
And I
is formed
wonder if
between
this is a
them, so they won't
sign
easily
that maybe they're
detach.
moving away from Mii's into these more realistic Mii's, which I would be sad about.
Through examining signs like these, you can
I also
discover
don't-
all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2.
I don't know if I want to
Another example,
do this.
Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like
This is
this.
some corporal ass stuff. Yeah, it's very. This is
You can
very
adjust
like.
the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2.
I think that's a terrible showcase of
By
the mouse
combining the
control.
controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible.
This is. I don't know. It just feels like a
There are
very
secrets to
odd.
discover, even as you're playing mini games and tech demos.
This feels like an internal tech demo that they gave to
Some of the
developers
secrets range from the
that
unique
they
features of the system to tiny
redeveloped
details
into
you
a
might not
game
notice until they're
tutorial.
pointed out.
System
There are
tutorial
plenty.
for consumers. Because to me, it's like
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome
I
Tour
could see
will
this being
launch as
useful
a
for
paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo
developer
Switch 2.
to brainstorm
So
how to
please check it
use
out
the
if you're
Switch's
interested.
new features, right?
Now,
But as a
I'd like to
user, it's
share
like I just
some
want
more
to use the
information
thing. I don't really know if I
regarding
would
Nintendo Switch
do
2.
that, but it is cool to like check out.
This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles.
Sorry.
It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but
Uh huh.
it's now red, and it has much faster data reading speeds.
Okay, so that's why it's
Next up
that's
is
why it
additional
says
storage.
compatible games.
Switch
I'm assuming
2
your
will
physical
only
games
work
are no
with
longer
microSD
compatible because
Express
it's a
cards.
whole different thing. But it's the same
They're a
format, so
different
I'm
type
very
of SD
surprised.
card and will make high-speed data transfers possible.
Faster SD card, we.
Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
Yeah, see, okay, this is I think that's why they
to
said
transfer
compatible.
data from Switch to
But then,
Switch
like,
2,
that's a
you
wild
can
move
log
to
into
do,
your
though.
Nintendo
Just based on
account
hardware
to use the
changes.
System transfer feature.
Oh, maybe
This
okay,
feature, you can
maybe it's fine.
transfer save data,
You can transfer. Why is
digital
the
games,
text flickering? Do you
and
see that?
more. We're also releasing a new Pro controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back
It has
there
a
are
C
new
button.
GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing buttons.
That's interesting because I don't even think the PS5 controller, PS4 controllers have that.
Has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch
But I
2
like where they're
website
going
will
with
go live.
the C.
There
Okay,
will
look,
also
C
be
is a
an Ask
meme.
the
C is kind
Developer
of funny
on
to
the website, where
to
the
say
three
it's
of
like the
us will
C
talk
button
about
and like the C
development
chat
of
thing,
Nintendo
but
Switch 2.
it
We hope
specifically
you'll
points to
check
the
that
fact
out
that they're
as
trying to
well.
build more social features. I'm holding out hope here for Street Pass
now,
and social
the
network
Nintendo Switch 2 launch date.
and the
Nintendo
lineage.
Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
Wow, wait, that's
We're very
really
much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it. So please
that's
wait
before
just a bit
some
longer.
game releases. So last Direct they announced some games that release on like June 10th onwards. So some of those games will be available immediately onto the
Nintendo
Switch 2 as a backwards
you can
thing.
play three
Just
types of games.
4 months. That's really fast. Yeah.
The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2.
Can you, by the way,
The
whoever
second
gets Mario
type
Kart
is
World,
compatible games that were
we're going to
released
do
on
a full
Nintendo
photo
Switch.
shoot inside of that game. I'm going to get that game
Nintendo
day one
Switch
just
2
because it has
edition
a
games
open
are the
world
third
aspect.
type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
Okay. And I wonder if that includes
I'd like to show
the
you
really
the
old
Nintendo
games
Switch
now,
2
like Breath of the
edition
Wild.
Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh!
Please take a look.
Mario Party?
Super
Okay, with
Mario
the mouse
Party
control, I
Jamboree
can see
is
this being
getting an
fun.
upgrade
Oh,
on
very, very
Nintendo
fun.
Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Yeah, see that?
audio recognition,
Okay, this could be very fun actually.
more
The voice
expressive
control
rumble,
could be hilarious. Like, go, go, go,
and gameplay that uses a camera accessory,
go!
all of which can be accessed on Switch 2.
Holy
Let's
shit,
check
chat.
out 3 new and updated modes.
We're going to enter a new era
First
of
up
Switch
is
streaming.
Mario Party mode.
Somebody's gonna stream to
With a
Twitch
single
only
camera,
from the Switch.
up to 4
Like people
players
are
can join
going
the
to recommend you
festivities.
just the Switch
You'll
2
be
to like
able
stream with.
see each other's faces as you play.
I don't know if I
You
want
can
that. I don't know
experience
if I
all
like the way that he's
reactions
staring at
and
me.
emotions
I don't know if I
in
want
real
to stare at someone's face as they're
Or
playing with
4
me.
friends can take the party online.
How much do I think that camera costs? Probably 120. I would be surprised if
Up
it's cheap.
next, it's Bowser
Yeah, like
Live,
it's
a mode where the
even the
Live Player
Labo,
team
like
wins.
they've always been
Bowser will bring you
very
on
overpriced
stage
for what
too.
you like get.
Hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC car with your voice.
That's pretty cool.
And compete in other mini games.
Chat, this is really cool. I can see this being really fun to play, actually.
Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster.
This is really cool. This was a genuinely interesting showcase of the different ways that you can play with the new features.
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of
What's
the
sad
coaster.
though, and I want you to think about this, no third party has ever made a Switch and a Wii game that's been as engaging as Nintendo.
Game will begin.
It's
There's
like
a
that
bouldering
makes
game where
use
two
of all the
players
new
each
features.
control an
All the
arm.
new features typically
In
end up
one, where you
being
shake a can of spray paint and
Nintendo
quickly
exclusive,
tag
and all the
objects.
third party developers because they want to make
Enjoy the thrill
more
of these
money,
intuitive
they
mini
don't make
games.
like they
How
don't
quickly
use the
can you
features
reach the
fully
station?
because they're not being paid by Nintendo to like make a game.
The built-in microphone.
So we may never see another game like this ever again. This may be the only title that uses it to such a heavy degree.
Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV.
But I want you to know, I've already figured
July
out how to make
24.
this into a full VTuber setup. I just need a
Nintendo
separate
Switch 2
monitor
players who already own
exclusively
Super Mario Party
to
Jamboree
showcase
can
my
upgrade
OBS
to
virtual
Nintendo
camera
Switch 2 Edition
just to
plus
show onto the
Jamboree
Switch
TV
2. I could
by
absolutely see
purchasing
this
an
working.
upgrade pack.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions.
And I
while
do hope
playing.
that other game developers
Let's continue
do
presenting
use these
some
new
more
features.
Nintendo Switch
But it's a bit like the
2 edition
PS4, I think, with the touchpad thing. It's very hard for people to genuinely want to make something
Nintendo
for
Switch
it
2
because
editions
of
The Legend
the
of
effort
Zelda
that it
Breath
takes
of the
and
Wild and
the
The
fact that
Legend
you
of
can't
Zelda
push it to
Tears of
any
the
other
Kingdom.
platform.
Feature enhanced
Oh, thank
resolution
God.
and frame rates. And also support
Oh,
HDR,
thank God. Yeah,
which makes the
it looked so
image more
washed out and it played so slowly. It was so
so you
slow
can
to
play
play.
with smoother, higher definition graphics.
It might be worth it to play again. What's sad is that PC had it before the
Plus,
Switch too. You've been able
You
to
can
do
get
that
even
on
more out
PC
of your adventures in Hyrule using
beforehand.
Zelda Notes.
What?
This new feature
Oh,
can be accessed
no.
via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices.
I have the app now, actually.
It's
I
a
did sign in. It's
game-specific
pretty weird.
service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these
Voice
titles.
memories. Daily
For example,
bonus?
It can help
What is
guide
this,
you
a
to
gacha
various
game?
locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Okay, so you get an in-game map. There's a daily gacha login bonus. Maybe you get like, I don't know, like
You
four
can share your
four
creations using
seeds, 4
QR
acorns
codes and
every
Send
day.
them to another player to create in their game.
Oh, you can scan skill. Okay, this is amazing. Because right now, the way to do it is you have to go watch a YouTube video, copy exactly their steps, and go to the exact places that they went to find the items
We
to
hope
make
these
some
features
weird,
will make your
wacky
adventures
creation.
even more enjoyable.
You have to understand there's a whole ecosystem of schematics out there from the Japanese players of Breath of the
In
Tears of the
Kirby and
Kingdom
Forgotten Land,
that are
you'll
so
be able to
mind-blowing
enjoy
that we don't get
an
access to.
additional story
Because we're just not
exclusive
smart
to the
enough.
Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates.
Nintendo should sponsor or send their own devs like Nvidia had done before to implement those
This story takes place in Forgotten Land
features.
after being
Well, so
struck
it's
by
weird because they kind of
powerful
do. Like Game
meteors,
Freak is a
causing some
separate studio,
mysterious changes.
but I think it's just because they don't really absorb small companies
We
very
hope you're
often.
looking forward to
Like they're
Kirby's new
because for Nvidia they have an incentive because they need people to buy the hardware and they need people to make full use of the hardware.
Metroid Prime 4
And their
Beyond
hardware is
will
generic
have
enough
both
that
a
it makes
Nintendo
sense
Switch
why they
and
would
a Nintendo
do that.
Switch
Oh my
2
god, this
edition.
releases with the Switch 2 edition. This game, by the way, releases after the Switch 2 drops. So you
In
could.
addition to standard
Oh
controls, you
man.
can use mouse controls.
Oh
for
yes,
intuitive gameplay
perfect
on
mouse
Switch
controls.
2.
Sick.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per
60.
second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames
That's
per
pretty
second.
good. That they baseline it at
Choose from
60.
these
That's
two
really good.
modes, both of which support HDR.
Because
based on
usually
your
it's a
preference and
30-60
playstyle.
split, but this is 60-120. That's impressive.
Plus,
But yeah, I think
Pokemon
the incentive for
Legends ZA,
for
which
Nvidia is very
scheduled to
different
launch
from
later
Nintendo,
this
where
year,
Nintendo was
will
more
not only
focused on
receive a Nintendo Switch version,
specifically their
but a
own
Nintendo
personal
Switch 2
ecosystem,
edition
whereas
as
Nvidia
well.
wants to sell their hardware
By
to as
taking
many
advantage
customers
of
as they
the power
can,
of
right?
Switch 2,
So
you
it's
can
like
enjoy
the
your
incentive for
adventure in
Nintendo
Lunar
to
City
sponsor
with
somebody
enhanced
is to
resolution
maybe
and
make more
frame
sales of their
rates.
console. But if it's gonna sell anyways, is it really worth the money versus
The Nintendo
somebody
Switch
being
2 edition
enticed to
games
make a
you
Switch
just
2
saw
specific
will be
game
available
because
as
there's so many people who
physical
own the
and digital
console, right?
versions.
Whereas like the alternative for Nvidia
And
is
if you
if
already
nobody
own the
makes
Nintendo
a game
Switch
that
version
uses
of the
ray
game,
tracing,
you can
nobody's
play the
gonna
Nintendo
upgrade from their
Switch 2 edition
15-year-old
by
graphics card.
purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
And so it's like for Nintendo, they only need their
Next, I'd
in-house
like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse
devs to
controls
like,
with
you know,
the
make it
Joy-Con
work.
controllers.
Because this alone is enough to make me go,
Please
I
take
want
a
the Switch 2 to like try these things, especially for the new Metroid Prime. Because I hate joystick control. Please, wacky physical car, please. Cardboard car. What is this? You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Holy shit. Okay. I mean, it's a cool looking game. It's just there's something funny about the way that it moves. You know, it's just I just can't believe it. But at the same time, like, it totally makes sense, because what else are you gonna do? Like, again, I feel like sports games are a natural analog to motion controls. And that use of motion controls is genuinely interesting. Because usually what you had before was something like Just Dance, very, very static movements. This one feels much more dynamic in the way that you actually use it for the various moves. And honestly, like, it seems pretty fun. You can high-five people by putting your hand up, spin the ball, you can, like, throw the ball, ask for a pass. It's pretty cool. And you actually dunk in real life, too. $70? No, this is at least a $100 game, at least.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves.
I'm gonna love the setups that people are going to do for this game. Also, trick shots. Wow.
Next,
Yeah,
here are some
the
games
best
from
part
our
is the trick
publishing
shots,
and
honestly.
development partners
You
coming
can
to
spin
Nintendo
around, do
Switch
some
2.
crazy trick shots. Huh?
I have long observed
What the fuck?
the lands between.
What?
This world is in dire need of
I didn't expect this.
You can see them, can't you?
Why did the sound effect play so late? Why did it play so late? Are we desynced?
That guide you through your burden.
Is that also the Night Rain deal? The Night Rain game too?
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord.
What's crazy is that this game struggles to hit 60 FPS on PC. So I'm curious to see how performant it is on the Switch too. But I feel like Elden Ring is a really good game to play on the Switch, because
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Super
I want you to
Games.
think about this.
Here to say that
When you
Fate
play
Stay
Elden
is
Ring,
coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
it's really a
Our first
pick up and
ever
play
sequel
kind of game.
introduces the Princess of
With the
Dead
way that the game is
and the mortal
structured,
witch
it feels a lot
having
better
vanquished
to
the
pick up the
sinister
game, do a quick
Titan
boss fight on the bus,
You'll battle the
scream in like pain, and then go and
getting to know dozens
get
of
off at the
characters
next
from
stop,
Greek
right?
in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory.
Whereas when you play it on PC, you can't really get up from your seat very easily. Like, it's something you have to commit to long term. I think I could see myself playing a little Elden Ring before I go to sleep at night on my Switch too.
我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。
I mean, these are
本
okay.
体を持ち寄りの対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モード
I don't mind like the new, I guess, ports for most games, but I feel like a lot of these games, it's targeted to specific audiences. But you can actually see this is actually counter to what I just said about them not really paying third-party developers to develop newer features for the Switch 2. They pay Capcom there, as well as probably
Weapon safety mechanism confirmed.
Elden Ring on some. What is this?
Normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After
What
two
is this?
long wars where our freedom was restricted,
Is it Vanquish?
we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment.
Oh, it's literally called Arsenal.
I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels!
Jeff Keighley tweeted, "Imagine when these people discover Discord."
This planet will be ours.
The sovereign
That is funny.
The Trinitas.
I mean, because like Switch players, I sort of imagine like your grandma and your grandpa, or like your very, very, very young nephew who's never really had access, who isn't given like infinite access to like
to our lives.
to like a PC, right? Where they're much more locked down, and so it makes sense that this is probably their first time seeing something like this.
I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship.
There is no way grandpa slash grandma plays Switch. You know there's a grandma that plays, or like a grandpa? Okay, there's a professional Counter-Strike team called the Silver Snipers, made up of people who are like 60 or 70 years old, reliving their time in the wars. There's 100% a grandma somewhere out there. I wouldn't be surprised if the grandmas in Japan specifically play Animal Crossing New Horizons. Here, I would probably see that too. They will play mobile Candy Crush at most. You've never seen a cool grandma. I feel sorry for you that your grandma is not nearly as cool. EA Sports! What did I say?
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from
fucking EA Sports!
We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before.
I think this is like the third-party segment.
And the new mouse
but a lot of these, like, you can tell. Street Fighter 6, for instance, they actually tried to make something new. But these games, they don't really make use of the new features. It's just, okay, now we can make more sales on a console that can now accommodate our game. Not to say that it's not necessarily cool. A lot of those games are kind of slower-paced games that you want to pick up and to play, right? But I think it's important to recognize that it's still... I think we've only seen 2 titles so far that would make use of the new features within the Switch 2. So it's not a decision made as a these are things that we chose because they showcase the Switch 2. But rather, we've now convinced these developers that a console can run their game properly. Which, to be fair, if everything runs at 60 FPS baseline, it can run Elden Ring better than my PC. So...
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
I guess this is also a statement that they're willing to move away from the kid brand. Because the Switch was marketed as a very, very sort of kid-friendly console. Until you go onto the Nintendo Switch store and you see the hentai puzzle games. But this is for sure a sign that they want to tell people this is a console for every single person.
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
What? Familiar agent to the platform? Who's the familiar agent? There's no fucking way they have a James Bond? Oh shit. Is this... They're gonna like... they're gonna announce like a GoldenEye sequel, right?
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Oh man, okay, now that's interesting. It depends on where they go with it, but that is interesting.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns.
Man, I was for a second I was like, wait, she looks like Garnet from Final Fantasy IX. So I was like, oh shit, is it the Final Fantasy IX remake? But no, it's just Bravely Default with a fast-paced action. Not to say that it's not a bad thing. Okay, Bravely Default is a fun game and it makes sense for the Switch. But I was hoping for the Final Fantasy IX one. Isn't ISLE the devs of Hitman? Yes. So I'm surprised that they got the license for 007 too. You'd be confused as who would buy the Elden Ring or Potter game on Switch. You'd assume they're into those games, you would have already bought them on Steam and might as well get the Steam Deck since you don't have to buy them twice. I don't think as many people would probably buy the Steam Deck compared to the Switch. I think the Switch has this mindshare thing. Because for us it makes sense to buy a Steam Deck, but we're bought into the ecosystem. But consider that there are people that are basically only Nintendo stands, and that they're probably going to be like, well, since it's here, I might as well buy it till I play it. I think that's what they're banking on with these games. That's like I don't see the Switch as competing with the Steam Deck. I think of the Steam Deck as being an extension of the Steam ecosystem. Because I feel like the Switch audience is a very different audience. Because even just the fact that the games that you get on there are pretty much exclusive to it means that you have to be into those titles to want to get a Switch. And most of the time, they probably are. And I imagine this is them trying to get those people into these games now.
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens,
What did I say? Chat? What did I say? The Zelda Dynasty Warriors game.
prosperous kingdom.
Another bingo, baby. Now we just need Jack Black and Chris Pratt. And then it's over. You're really curious how many sales the Force to the Switch. Yeah, I wish they showed these numbers externally. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a fair amount, because it wouldn't make sense to put that much effort in otherwise. But I don't know if it's because the hardware is strong enough to guarantee 60 FPS.
Have traveled back in time.
What? Is it Dynasty Warriors?
So that's...
Or is it like a spin-off game? Oh!
Then that must mean this really is the past.
Oh, it is yeah, okay. So it is Dynasty Warriors, but it's the same thing as the first Dynasty Warriors one, where both games are prequels to their respective mainline titles. I mean, it's still, I'm excited for this one. The first one was really good, and I played it before I started streaming, so it was a strong title. And the weird part too is that it's a very story-heavy game. Like it feels like a real Zelda game in the way that the story is told. It just happens to be with the gameplay of Dynasty Warriors. Some dev needs to leak those numbers. I don't think they ever will, right? Because I imagine the contract must be very strict on
was
that.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment.
And I also wonder if it even matters, because it's like, you have a game on the Switch, it's going to make sales. And is it that hard to port to? But again, it really depends on, is it because the hardware is so generic that it allows for you to easily port it over? Like it's just another build target, you just have to buy a license and like get the SDK? Or is it that you have to tune it for the Switch too? Because I know that The Witcher 3 needed an external studio to port it over to Switch 1.
And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus,
but I wonder if that's still the case for the Switch 2, and maybe these developers are now making the jump to Switch 2 because it's so much stronger. Because again, 120 FPS and 60 FPS at 4K, that means a huge upgrade on the hardware. GameCube emulator?
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes!
Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001.
Because right now, it's a little annoying to emulate these games. So this is actually pretty good.
Looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets
You know what?
sail on an adventure
You can have these games now with crazy mods on PC, but at least they do it in an easy to consume format on the Switch too. This is exciting.
Souls and swords eternally retold.
I can't. Why would they show Soul Calibur 2?
Each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link
Oh yeah, because it had him as an exclusive. I forgot about that.
Soul Calibur 2. Experience
F-Zero. Oh look, a new F-Zero game. Somebody's bingo was just shattered. Like someone's hopes and dreams were just ruined. So someone wrote down in a dream, new F-Zero game, only to see that they brought back the same one for the GameCube. Oh.
Get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer,
And at least one of those people is here in this chat right now. Disappointed. There's not a new F-Zero. It's just the same old game.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize
Isn't
them to
F-Zero just fast Mario Kart? I think you're gonna start a flame war. I'm not gonna answer that, but I want you to sit there and think about what you did wrong by asking that. You're gonna start a flame warrior, okay? You can't just say that stuff around here. This is a Nintendo. This is a Nintendo chat today, okay? You can't just say this stuff around Nintendo players. It's not the same. They don't take it lying down like PC players or PS5 players or like Xbox players. Xbox players are the cucks of the console world because they know that an Xbox is just a shittier PC and they're proud of it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, yes, give me like a 30 FPS experience. I love it. Thank you, Daddy. Right? It's not the same, man.
Available for Nintendo Switch Online members will also
Nintendo players live and breathe Nintendo.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, We hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube.
I don't know, like it's a cool addition, and I think if you don't have any other way to do GameCube games, it does make sense because then you get to experience this whole new era. I do like that it's slowly upgrading to the later era. I would want though a Wii emulation because that's the hardest one to get games for, and it already has the motion controls, and that's just the last one. What? Why does that look so familiar? Wait, is this the brain game? Wait, what? Oh. Huh? Wait, what do you mean? Wait, is it dropping the last 2 chapters on the Switch only? Because isn't this game not done yet? It's like the first 2 or 3 chapters, right? But then is this an announcement that the last 2 chapters are done and it's also coming to the Switch? Deltarune, oh snap, let's go. I've had multiple times chat telling me to play Undertale, and I still refuse to because I'm just kind of like, I've seen the playthrough. But at some point I'm going to have to also play Deltarune. So I'm gonna have to eventually get that. But can we add a C button emote? I'll make one soon.
Hi,
I'll make it all like pixel art and stuff. Borderlands 4.
Our upcoming flagship Borderlands game will launch on Nintendo Switch 2.
I actually think this is a great choice. Because Borderlands is actually a genuinely fun game in the sense of the type of gameplay that it is. Because it doesn't need really concrete aim. It's not a really heavy aim type of game. And because of the way that the game sort of plays out, it's the perfect type of game for pickup and the play behavior that you would get from like a mobile
I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis
platform.
Games.
I don't know about Civ 7.
Of Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
I don't know about Civ 7. I don't know about Civ 7. I don't... Like, okay, to be fair, I think Civ is the best game to have on the Switch. Because I've never had a Civ game that doesn't take 3 days to play.
Civ 7 launches on the
so,
same day
on PC, you have to save the game, load it back up. On the Switch, you put it to sleep, you turn it back on, the game is still there. It's way easier to do at any moment. So maybe Civ 4 is the best title.
Even more news.
Borderlands 4 can actually run quite well on Switch. I think so too. Because it's not like a heavy game either. Like it's a very simple.
Is that WWE 2K coming to Nintendo Switch 2?
Who gives a fuck about? Wait, NBA? Did I write down NBA or did I write down? I wrote down Madden NFL. More Sleepless Nights featuring Civ 7. Exactly.
They went armed with nothing
What's this?
but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack
Why
of
so early? It's Switch 2 Direct Day. Hey, you missed the C button. What is this? What is this? Grounded for kids? Wait, it's a Frozen. Chat, is it Frozen for you too? Hello, chat, is it Frozen for you too? What happened? Oh no, chat, it's a globally Frozen stream. Oh no, chat, it's a globally Frozen stream. This is Grounded, but Lord of Flies. I wish I could see what was going on. Wait.
I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll.
Guys. Hello? Is it Frozen for everyone? Uh-oh, lag Frozen. It stopped.
The first
Did it freeze?
at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless
They didn't
bullets
pay for the
and enter
video
Gungeon's
chat
depths
subscription,
on what
probably.
life for
Oh no! Oh no! This is the first technical issue that we've ever seen for a Nintendo Direct as well. Because most of the time, their directs are very like solid. There's never any drops. And the quality is always fantastic. Okay, chat. Think of what this noise is. What? Oh, here we go. Okay, good. It froze. No, it froze. C button. Can you imagine the C button usage in a Civ game? Do you think the chat system allows you to join random calls with strangers when you play online, right? What is going on? Oh no, we're replaying from the past. Oh no, we're replaying from the past. Oh no, it's desynced super hard. The audio was already getting a little desynced.
My name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt.
So now it's really desynced.
We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2,
This is an action RPG adventure.
City of dreams at home or on the go.
It's like watching a dub over grid shows. Yeah, exactly. It's like completely separate from everything else going on.
Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
Oh man. Cyberpunk on Switch? I couldn't even hear what was going on. I guess it was.
Final Fantasy VII リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いて、
Man, Cyberpunk looks different these days.
20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。
Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the sequel, right? On Switch 2. Which makes sense. If the hardware is strong enough for stuff like Elden Ring... Oh, wait. It's a back. Is it back? It is. Okay, it's back, it's back. It makes sense to have Final Fantasy VII. Because if it's strong enough for Elden Ring, then it's strong enough for, thing. Chat summary. AI generated chat summary. Viewers are reacting angrily to technical difficulties. Can I see that again? That was so good. Some viewers are criticizing Nintendo while others are concerned about the company's reputation. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. Holy shit, you can't make this up, man. The AI got awarded. Oh, fuck, that's good. Oh, shit. We live in a cloud universe. We live in a cloud universe where the AI goes live. Shit talk Nintendo. Oh, what a great day. Honestly, what a great day. Oh, man. You kind of like, you just never know what to expect, I guess, for like a Nintendo Direct, eh? You never expect AI to step in to say something about it, and you never expect the stream to like die like that. It's just so good. Wow. Oh, that was good. That was funny. Ridge Racer! You know what? At least we got some idea of what's gonna happen. There's Cyberpunk, there's Final Fantasy VII. I guess this is a good sign that whatever the Steam Deck can run, the Switch 2 can run as well. But I think the difference is that while the Steam Deck may struggle to some degree, I think the Switch 2 is probably gonna blow it out of the water. Which granted, it's now been a couple years since the Steam Deck, so...
We've shown a lot of games so far.
Yes, you have shown a lot.
Next game will be the last from our publishing and development.
You know, AI training against people is not too far, but hopefully it'll be more like AI training against Corpo. Yeah, it has to have some comedic element to it, some personal thing to it. What is this? Why is he in the goon chair? Why is he exhausted inside the goon chair? POV, this is you after a night of gooning. Bloodborne, let's go. Wait, is this actually?
I give you my blood. I give you my life.
What if this is like a Castlevania game?
O wheel. And transport him to a night of moonlight.
What is this?
To humanity's very dusk.
What happened to the chat? The viewers are excited. Highlights include the announcement of new games like Silksong. I don't even think they announced Silksong. Oh shit, maybe this is Bloodborne. Oh shit, it is. Wait, it is. What the fuck? Wait, we get Bloodborne on Switch 2 before PC? Really? Wait. Well, now I don't... Okay, to be fair, I don't remember much about Bloodborne. I remember playing it, but it's been so long that it's all fuzzy to me. But this feels like a whole different thing, almost. It feels almost like a related universe type of deal. or even something new. Yeah, right? It's not exactly Bloodborne. It's very Souls-like, and I wonder if it's the same deal as Night Rain, where it's like a prequel of sorts, or like a sequel of sorts to whatever's going on within the Elden Ring universe, or sorry, the whatchamacallit, Yoko Taro. I was thinking of that too. Yeah, with the giant moon. But this feels like almost like a Bloodborne prequel of sorts. I mean, I'm excited for it because it's just more of the same, and I think they have a good system going, and I think it'll always work, right?
Rise and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
I can't wait to use that gun. I like... What in the world is going on?
The moon tears will flow for one.
This has to be Bloodborne. Because that game had a lot of things dealing with the moon. The Dusk Bloods. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on. At some point, they have to think about like how many IPs can the From Software make? They have this. It's the same concepts over. Yeah, it's Bloodborne at home. I mean, it does seem cool though. It does seem like a fun time. Available only on the Switch too.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software.
Only on Switch too.
We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details.
This is huge because
so please check it out.
From Software is famously tied to Sony. Like Sony, for a lot of their lifetime, basically locked them to the PlayStation series of consoles. This is a huge break from that precedent, which means we may get Bloodborne on PC. This is a huge break from that precedent, which means we may get Bloodborne on PC. Making exclusives should be illegal. Yeah, like, I don't know why it's a contractual thing. It makes sense from a business standpoint, but it sucks as a consumer. And I feel like it should be left to only technicalities.
Please take a look at this.
Please take a look at this. See, I love when they... This is why the Nintendo Directs are so fun. They have a dude who just stands here, just points at it and says, look at this. Look at it. What am I looking at? Is that... Okay, it's a dead star. The audio is still a little desync. Oh shit, it's Kirby. Oh, it's a new Kirby game. I hope they lead into the fact that the Kirby universe lore is a dead world in a post-nuclear apocalypse. Because the latest one started this a new storyline where the world is in a post-nuclear apocalypse. Well, it's desynced, so it doesn't sound as cool, but you know what? It's still fine. I'm actually surprised to see more Kirby recently. I feel like both the Switch 1 and Switch 2 had like a resurgence of Kirby games. There's even a free-to-play 4-player Kirby co-op game. What is this? Is this Mario Kart at home? No, it's Kirby Air Ride. I don't... Air Riders. But wait, it's co-op! You and 4 other friends can play as Kirbys. Sakurai! So that's why he said the last Smash Bros was the last Smash Bros. Because he was done making Smash Bros. He wants to make Kirby again. He wants to make Kirby
again.
You're
looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai.
I really hope it's not just a Smash Kart thing. But honestly, if Sakurai's making it, it may actually genuinely be more fun than Mario Kart. What is this? Looks a little bit like Mario X Zelda. It's weird. It's kind of weird, like, I don't know. It's like Mario X Zelda. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like an Odyssey too. Is it DK? Oh, it's DK! Donkey Kong. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, finally. Yeah. Like a really... Yeah, see? Like, yeah. It's like Odyssey, but Breath of the Wild. What a great combo, honestly. Holy shit. Yo! Dynamic terrain? Okay, this looks really fun. Yo! Oh, shit. Chat, we have to play this. You can mine for gold. It's literally Minecraft, Zelda, Odyssey, DK. You want to be that guy, but these games look like a copy paste with a reskin. It's because of the visual style. It's just the Nintendo visual style. They tend to. It feels like across all of their games, they tend to stick to a similar style for everything. Like all the Wario games just look like the Super Mario games, and then which look like the Yoshi games. But even then, even the Zelda games just sort of look the same, almost with the same styling. It's weird how they only deviate in terms of styling from with the Metroid Prime. But even Metroid Prime now has more of a cartoon look. Whereas I feel like the Metroid Prime on the Wii had a much more realistic look. But that's not to say that the games play the same. This is a great idea for a Donkey Kong game. You're off work now, and the GameCube thing could be huge for Melee. That is true. But I think a lot of Melee players now exclusively play on emulated plus Slippy.
Incredible strength. Smash through enemies.
So I feel like even if the online does work well, I feel like people have already moved on to their own competitive matchmaking scene that it's hard to step away from it now.
More details will
But
be
it does
shared
lower
in
the barrier to
We hope you're looking forward to it.
entry, yeah.
Thank you for watching so far.
You're welcome. Thank you for showing us, and thank you for freezing halfway through. What does the AI say now?
To recap, Nintendo
Viewers
Switch
are
2
reacting.
launches
They're
on
expressing
June
excitement for the
5th.
new Donkey Kong game and discussing other games that were shown,
Finally,
such as the
here are
lack of
hardware
Smash Bros.
options that will
and the
be
surprise
available
announcement of Silk Song. Wait, chat, did they
release
actually
Nintendo
announce
Switch
Silk
2,
Song? I wasn't
as well
listening
as
during.
a bundle
I wasn't
that
listening
includes
when the stream was like
additional
frozen.
versions
So
of
did they
Mario
actually
Kart
announce Silk Song? Because I don't actually know. I feel like it's just a meme. I feel like it's just a meme that the chat is saying that the AI has picked up on. I think the AI is getting confused. People just copy pasted Silk Song the troll. That's amazing. That's actually amazing.
Just a bit longer.
The AI is like, people are impressed by Silk Song. It's like, no man, it's not real.
Everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Oh man. So Silk Song will be official this trailer. Let's go. They're gonna show one more thing at the very end. Right? They always do this one more thing deal. Treehouse. Okay, well, I guess it's over. Well, you know what? That was pretty neat. I will say, the games are kind of cool. I'm excited for the Bonanza. I'm excited for, again, Metroid Prime. I'm excited for the new Mario Kart open world thing. I actually do think it's going to be fun. I think that's a very solid lineup, but I think my bingo was a failure. But we did get mouse control, so maybe, I was a little too ballsy with the Linux for Switch thing. But Mario game launch title, and also not voiced by Chris Pratt, so like seriously, this is absolute insanity. Just like an AI summary of stream chat, what could go wrong? And you know what's funny too? I wonder if they can even opt out, because I think it's just a YouTube feature that you can't even choose as a broadcaster. Because I don't get if I do a live stream on YouTube, I don't get the option to turn off AIs, like an AI summary. So I think it's like a per client thing. No price, Silk Song, that was epic. Silk Song, it ain't coming. No Twilight Princess. Where's Star Fox? Babe, I'm coming out as gay. Okay, this is your average Nintendo fan, by the way. Mid, give us mask. No price tag. Clap, 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 clap. Okay, bye. Well, you know what? That was good. I think it made for a better show that it died, and then the AI stepped in. I think it was genuinely that was a top 10 moment within like if you look at when they revealed Sephiroth versus this, I think this beats Sephiroth in Smash Bros. Linux for Switch was not there. Mario game launch title is there, but it's not a Mario game specifically. It's Mario Kart. Not to say that it's a bad one though. Again, a Mario Kart Forza Horizon title, I'm down for. Donkey Kong, I did not expect. Wacky physical add-on, I was thinking more of a Labo. But the webcam is actually getting to the point where it is kind of wacky in the way that it's being used within games. I need to get the new Mario Party. The social network did not get revived. There was no Just Dance, which is surprising, and maybe that's a sign that Ubisoft is dying. There was no Street Pass, which I'm sad about. There was no Madden NFL, but there was EA Sports games. So there are different sports games, and there's WWE. Jack Black and Chris Pratt did not make a comeback, and there is a new Zelda Dynasty Warriors game. So I got two things right. Two things right. Two out of 9, which is already bad because most people have a 25, 5x5 list. That's some top tier writing discussing other games that were shown, such as the lack of Smash Bros. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's there's just something funny about the fact that an AI steps in, and it's so funny to think that it's at that moment for a show that historically has never had any issues like this, and then you just have that happen. That's like, you can't make this up. It's so good. They didn't announce a price, which I'm actually curious about. So I wonder if their official website mentions anything about it. Okay, well, let me do Switch 2. I wonder if their official website. So, okay, this is the successor. Look, it says, the website says successor /en.-us/index. Successor. We have the things on it now, but there's still no price. There's a very good chance that this console is going to cost more. So right now, Switch 1 in Canada is $400. And it's probably going to be like a $600 console, and the webcam is going to be another $100. But I think it's going to be pretty good value because, again, it feels like the Nintendo exclusives are so good that it carries the entire console by itself. Like you almost, it's almost hard to justify not getting it if you really enjoy what the game is. People say it would cost $450 base with $650 bundle, which makes sense. Yeah, usually the bundles are higher, and the bundles are actually a good value later because my bundle that I got for the Smash Bros. One is now selling for $2,000. So I could trade in my Switch 1 bundle right now as a collector's thing with the full box still there, get $2,000, buy a Switch with a lot of money left over. Arguably, we are striking back now. You were afraid of people taking everything AI says at face value, but now we have AI taking people's people's statements at face value. Yeah, because when it said Silksong twice, I was like, okay, the first time, that can't be real. The second time, I was like, maybe it is real. But to learn that it's a meme that the chat is just doing, there's something funny about that. Oh, man. What a good Nintendo Direct. You know what? I will say, despite the technical issues, it was good. It wasn't as fun as the old ones. Like, I do remember way back when you'd have, say, Reggie, he would have a video of him doing like a crazy move versus Miyamoto and then it'd be it's like weird real person animated thing. It's not as fun anymore, but it still gives the same amount of excitement because the titles they do announce are genuinely interesting. I'm also very excited. Most excited right now is for the Donkey Kong game, because it reminds me a lot of their failed Star Fox game. So most people still don't remember this, but there was a Star Fox Switch game. Star Fox Switch. Was it Starlink Battle for Atlas? Was it Star Fox? Was it Starlink? I'm pretty sure it was Battle for Atlas. Yeah, Star Fox. Where it was basically the same game as the Donkey Kong game, but you were in a spaceship where you could go around mining things. It was a little weird because it basically died off and no one ever played it ever again. But it showcased this possibility where a game like this could exist on the Switch, a survival style game where you go around and you build stuff. Just granted, with the Star Fox thing, it didn't really work. Star Fox mining game, yeah, it's It's a really weird title. Basically, they tried to make Star Fox the open world game that it was kind of envisioned as, right? Because like I always get the sense that Star Fox was always thought of as a I forget the space game name. But like the various space games that we see, I always envisioned Star Fox as wanting to be that, but they had to go with a story-based one because it was so old. Well, yeah. So there's No Man's Sky, but it's free. It's a freelancer. Like I always thought that they wanted Star Fox to be like like a freelancer, and then they kind of took it that way like this, but then they also made it so that it's like No Man's Sky, but that you are just always the spaceship. And it's so bad that most people have no clue that this game exists. But to see this come back for the Donkey Kong game, the Bonanza game, in this sort of same gameplay style where you get to manipulate your terrain, but I think with a much tighter loop because the levels did seem much more crafted, I think that's going to be a lot more fun. Compared to like the sprawlingness of a space game, it doesn't really work. But doing it in a Donkey Kong game and you're a gorilla who can pick up rocks, like that's kind of funny. According to Nintendo Japan's website, the Switch 2 will cost 69,000 yen, so about 670-ish CAD. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Honestly, this looks cynical as hell. It looks like they made another shitty mining game, reskinned with some popular IP. Yeah, that was exactly the sentiment that most people had. Because it's basically the exact same game as any other mining survival game. You mine for resources, you go back and you make things. And you just make like a base upgrade and you go through these objectives. In a way, it's a bit like the Lego Fortnite, but at least that one's free, right? And it's interesting to see them take a lot of the same framework that I think this game opened up in terms of gameplay style with that sort of like long-term gameplay, but also that idea of like dynamic terrain and putting it into a Donkey Kong game. I think I'm pretty sure with the fact that Donkey Kong is probably going to have much tighter level design that it's going to work out a lot better. I think they just learned that you can't do RPG mechanics like this in a game like this and have it be engaging. Because this is the entire game. That's the whole combat. It's not fun. It's worse than Armored Core. And I don't think, like, I think Armored Core looks cool, but I'd feel bored to play it because a lot of it is just dodging around. But not even dodging in an engaging way. It's like you're just really far away shooting things. It's very hard to want to play it, you know? And it's just, there's something about the mecha genre. But anyways, I'm glad to see that these games are happening, right? I can't wait to do the camera. I have many good ideas about how the camera is going to be used. Many good ideas. I would not be surprised if people are going to host like private shows. Listen, think about the possibilities of the camera, right? Somebody could stream entirely from their Switch as well as a shitty laptop. That's all you need to be able to stream now. To Twitch is just a Switch 2. You can have your webcam in the bottom left corner running at 5 FPS. And I guarantee you, the first day it comes out, someone's going to figure out how to reverse engineer the firmware on the camera to plug in any other camera. And I already know what to do. I'm going to get the OBS virtual cam. I'm going to put the OBS virtual cam onto, some monitor. And I'm going to show like just any random VTuber character that I buy off of a model site for $5. I'm going to play online. Like people, I hope it has random lobby joining because people are going to do the stupidest things with the webcam. Like just imagine the insanity of what you're going to see when you play a Switch game and you can just randomly join a random voice call by pressing the C button and just random people have the webcams on. Just think about that, because not even the Xbox has that. Not even the PS5 has that. Okay, it is such a risky move. It's so weird. Like it's such a risky move to basically make Omegle. Yeah, I really hope that this random joining. I just want this chat feature to be misused for comedy. I can't wait. You know what? I can't wait. It is gonna suck though, because especially with the compatibility line. I am kind of worried if some games can't transfer over. Like, will Animal Crossing come over? I would assume so. But will other third party games come over? Because I have a fair amount of games from the store as well that I kind of hope that it will come over. Because if it doesn't, then it's like, okay, well, now you need to keep both consoles. And I wonder if that's their way, in a way, to almost lower the value of the resale market. Because there is a possibility that you could, resell your Switch 1, so somebody else gets a Switch 1 for cheaper, and you get a bit of money towards a Switch 2. And then when they upgrade to a Switch 2, they've already paid most of the costs by buying the games on the Switch 1 that they can then bring over to the Switch 2. Whereas, now, because there's only, of the exclusives, there's only maybe 4 that are worth playing. The new Duskblood game from Software, the Bonanza, maybe Kirby Air Kart, and for sure the Mario Kart. I can't remember what else. Everything else kind of, my eyes glazed over. Not that it was bad games, like Street Fighter 6 is a fun game, but when I think of Switch 2, I need to get the console for these games. I only thought of those 4 games. Even the Kirby Air Ride, I'm like, maybe. Because we saw nothing about the game. But yeah, I need to figure out how to afford the Switch 2. Street Fighter 6 has no crossplay though, right? Screw that. Wait, there's no crossplay? Okay, that's awful. Because you're going to face 2 people. The only two people who bought Street Fighter 6. Yeah, if it's crossplay locked down, I don't think any of those games that transferred over are going to do well. But if there's crossplay, then maybe it could be good. You didn't see any mention of it, but you could be wrong. That is true. Yeah, because they didn't, and usually they do mention it because it's still a sticking point for most games where you can't play cross platform. I hope it does though, because honestly, I don't see the fighting game market. The fighting game market on the Switch is just Smash Bros. And the people who play Smash Bros, they don't play other fighting games because Smash Bros is such a different fighting game. It's like they look at Street Fighter and they go, "What is this shit? This isn't a fighting game." And so I really hope that it isn't like that. But I'm pretty sure they probably thought of this stuff and they probably dealt with it. But it is interesting to see some of the exclusives. Again, I wasn't prepared for a From Software Switch 2 exclusive. But what would be funny is if they have a new exclusive for every single platform. Let's say they do an exclusive for the Sony side and then an exclusive for the Switch 2 side, which would be chaotic in a way and very painful. But I'm hoping that it just means that they're breaking precedent and that now they're free from the Sony curse of they can only have games on the Sony side because of their contractual obligations, right? But yeah, that was cool. I really hope they speak more about what games are compatible because I really do hope my games can carry over. And we need to set up a Mario Party day. So for any of you getting this, I am not in any of these cities, so I won't be able to see it firsthand. But for any of you getting this, if you are going to get the new Mario Party, we will set up a chat lobby, and we need to do a chat photo shoot within the Forza Horizons one. They have one in Berlin. Real shit. Can you go and tell us how it feels like? Can you go and just Can you go and test the webcam? Just go and look at the webcam and tell us how good. I'm gonna buy the webcam day one. I already have a number of. Wait, I have an idea of how to use the webcam for both good and evil. Man, we have to take AF photo shoot. Okay, I'm back. If we give it the benefit of the doubt that it's just badly paced, it's like your first real objective being collecting 6 objects that are scattered everywhere is a bit Resident Sleeper. Yeah, it feels like it's close, right? I think they just have to be. You know what it is? I think they don't even know what they want the game to be. Because the game, it's like how do you convert a cool tech demo type of thing with the game system that allows you to affect things the way that it does so freely into a real game? It's like the MacGuffin is the easiest objective to add because it's in every piece of media. Everything has a MacGuffin. Even the idea of killing something is just a MacGuffin. So it's easy to add it in to throw in this fetch quest. It feels like a placeholder. It feels like the whole thing is a placeholder. It feels like the entire game is a placeholder for something larger. Also, what's also interesting, because I was reading this on the toilet, those Nintendo Switch game upgrades are going to be paid for. So you can't. Here, look, Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades. I know that's a bit of a weird jump, but I think it's good to because we're currently in the mood to be disappointed. I think it's worth it to look at this. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Upgrade packs. So you have to buy the upgrades for the various Nintendo Switch games that you want to play on the Switch 2, that you want to have with the new mechanics. So if you have the game, then you just buy the upgrade. even though other consoles have a free upgrade. But if you don't have the game, you can just buy the game as a whole thing. So if you bought the game for full price before, you're technically paying a premium just to be able to play it on the Switch too. Which sucks, because you always buy a Nintendo game at a premium unless it's a secondhand cartridge, because they never put it on sale on the online store. So basically all of these games, you're paying, again, another 20, 30 bucks to upgrade them. As well, some of these games released before the Switch 2, and so if you want to start playing it ASAP, like Metroid Prime, you kind of just get shit on if you buy it for Switch 1 and then you have to upgrade it for Switch 2 to get the better features. It's kind of annoying to see that. As well, what do you start with the Switch 2? Can you get the upgraded games right away? Yes, yeah. So it's only when you want to upgrade to the Switch 2 edition. It's just weird though, because like, because I have a PS4, I don't have a PS5, but my buddy who has a PS5, he's like, yeah, all of his games got upgraded for free. So any game that had a non-new title version of the game, like a non-remaster of the same game, let's say The Last of Us, got a free upgrade to the PS5 version. So I'm like, I don't know why they're doing this, because I feel like they had such an opportunity to get people onto the platform in a very strong way. And then Nintendo, yeah, exactly. It's just Nintendo doing Nintendo things where they immediately shoot themselves in the foot by going for hardcore profits. There's another thing as well. I'm trying to remember what it was because I have short-term memory loss. I have short-term memory loss. What was it? Oh, they actually did announce Silksong. So, here. What about the hard copies? Yes, so you do need to still get the upgrade because it's a hard copy only for the Switch 1. So this makes sense now why they said like only some games are able to be upgraded to play in the Switch 2, because they were trying to subtly hint at the fact that you have to pay for it. So even though you have the physical game, it only works in the Switch 1. You have to pay for the upgrade, which seems silly because it's like, I guess you're just really only using it for the ability to play the backwards compatibility. But then it's like, it's unclear if that means that you can play it at all. Because it's like, sure, you upgrade it, but do you still get to use the cartridge? Because the cartridges are different now. It's like, it's a faster loading time with the new ones. And they mentioned specifically that Switch 1 cartridges don't work on the Switch 2. Or Switch 1 micro SDs or something don't work on the Switch 2. Maybe it's a micro SDs. But like, it's just weird how vague it was within the announcement. That now I'm sort of questioning whether or not you even can play a Switch 1 game on the Switch 2. Here, Silksong was actually apparently really announced. Yes, this is my real Reddit. I had to make this just in case someone would steal the game. The reason why the AI said that it was there is because it actually was there for 3 seconds. So in the indie game montage, it showed Silksong for 3 seconds, which is, I feel like this game has like a lot of hype around it. So I'm surprised it only got 3 seconds. But it does at least give a release date that we can probably expect this to be out by the time the Switch 2 is out. Yeah. Now it makes the AI thing a lot less funny, which is sad too, because I thought it was a funny moment to have the AI freaking out. But I also don't know how people caught this, because the stream was frozen for half the time, and if it pops up for like 3 seconds, how do you even know? Like, how would you even catch that if you were, like, if you happen to look away at that moment to, like, talk to your dog or something, right? It'd be over. You're conditioned to assume every mention of Silksong is real. So I thought that this wasn't real either. But it's, so far, it seems like multiple different places, mostly subreddits, but also, like, IGN and stuff, are talking about the fact that, yes, Silksong was announced. So, as far as I know, it is real. It's not a troll. But the way that they showed it, and the fact that everyone got excited and the AI got excited because of that, makes it feel like a troll. So, while I was excited at first to play these games, and I was excited to enjoy the Switch 2, I'm now less excited because all the games that I would have enjoyed on it, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and especially the ability for you to share schematics, I need to pay extra for. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, because then it's like I'm not really buying it for playing these games, which sucks. So the reason why I want to buy it goes even lower. I would only buy for this and for the Donkey Kong game and for this, but this is available on Switch 1, as well as for the Mario Kart game, and that's it. I don't know if it's worth the $600. 2025 gaming classic. Yep. Also, just heard the Switch 2 version of Yakuza 0 will get an exclusive 4-player mode that looks like absolute chaos. Is that what they meant? Yeah, because they were talking about Switch 2 exclusive features, but they didn't really get deep into what that was. And I can't imagine a 4-player mode in Yakuza, because how does that work? Is it 4-player within combat? Is it 4-player even with the walking around? Because it's a pretty weird game, because you have to walk around to get into the fights, and you have to like walk around the like maps to like find things. It's a bit like a... Honestly, I always think of Yakuza as almost like a weird Pokemon game, the way that enemies will just be around you, and you can walk into them. But it does seem like it would be fun to have. Please pay for the second generation Switch. You can buy the new Mario Kart for $70. And don't forget the $20 Nintendo Online subscription, $30 DLC, and $10 Battle Pass Classic. To be fair to Nintendo, they rarely do DLC, and they basically never do a Battle Pass, right? So they're not as bad as most other things. Like the PS5, for instance, I think you do get free on the line, but you have to buy like the PlayStation Plus. Actually, you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but the price for value on the Sony consoles is higher, despite the fact that the PS5 has, I think, 7 exclusives or something. It's like really low. How many exclusives? PS5 exclusives. PS5 exclusives. Wikipedia. Here we go. So this is the number of PS5 exclusive games. There are 38 games. Even in spite of this, and the fact that most of these are shit, like Truxton Extreme, I think it's interesting that they have a better deal for your money compared to what Nintendo's doing with their second console. I just don't know why they didn't offer these as a free upgrade. They're already charging more for the console too, if it's slated to be $650. Because right now the Switch 1 is $400. So it's another $250. On top of the $20 per game that you had. You have to intentionally delay yourself to get the Switch 2 versions if you don't want to pay extra. Because there's no way they price Metroid Prime to be less for the Switch 1 to make the upgrade like the same parity price as buying the Switch 2 version. They're just going to charge $100 for each base version, but to upgrade you have to pay an extra $20. So if you buy the Switch 1 version, you have to pay an extra $20. Like it doesn't feel worth it. I don't know, man. They always do this. Like Nintendo always does this thing where they do a really good thing, they announce some really fun features, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with the way that they price things every single time. And the problem is that these are exclusive games. You can't get Donkey Kong Bananas, whatever it was called, Bonanza, on any other console. You can't get Metroid Prime 4 on any other console. Granted, the Switch 1 is already emulated, and it runs better than the Switch 1, so probably the Switch 2 will be emulated on day one, and then Switch 2 games on PC will run better than on the Switch 2 itself. But still, it's kind of crazy that you can't get these games, because it means that you have to buy the console for these games. Ooh, please pay for the Switch 2, please. Listen, I'll still do it, because I have an incentive, right? I have an incentive where me doing this gets all of you to watch me. Not that I care about you watching me, but like, it is fun to play games with others, and I feel like no one here would want to play these games. I feel like all of you would rather watch me play these games than play these games yourself, because I've heard that sentiment multiple times from even my friends, where they're like, yeah, I would rather you play these games. And I don't know if it's because they don't want to spend the money, but I recognize that, and so I'm gonna do it. But also because I do want to play these games. Like it's no matter what, I'm gonna do it. I'm not voting with my wallet like a good consumer. But I just want you to know that it is bad as I hand over my credit card to Nintendo. Times are tough. Yeah, exactly. Steam Deck, the real Switch 2. Hello and welcome, and you're so true. Last time you played a Nintendo game was on the Wii. Yep. Because honestly, the Wii was a really good console. And the Switch 1 was pretty hard to get into initially. Because it took... Basically, I think the Switch 1 now is a good time to get into it, ever since Tears of the Kingdom dropped. But it's so close to the release date of the Switch 2 that you might as well wait for the Switch 2, because it has backwards compatibility with the Switch 1. And so it's like, okay, well, you're not really missing much from the Switch 1, because even though PlayStation 5 only has this many exclusives, Switch 1 exclusives... No, not Nintendo only games. Switch exclusives. Just Switch only exclusives. Nintendo Switch exclusives. Wikipedia. Sex exclusives? No, not sex exclusives. Nintendo Switch exclusives. Son of a okay, well, I can't find the exclusive list. It just has a Nintendo exclusive list, which is stupid. I just want to see the Nintendo Switch exclusives. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that much greater than the PS5 list. Most of them are bad too, like the Star Fox game. So it's kind of hard to justify even the purchase of that early. But the Switch 2 is looking to be like a very much a worth it proposition. It just sucks if you have a Switch 1. And you know what? I realize it now. They're pricing this the way that I think they want people to look at this as. I think they're trying to get more and more customers. I don't think they care about their existing customers. Because if they did, these upgrades would have been free, honestly. And not to say that these upgrades are cheap to develop, but it's like if you're already paying for the console, in a way, it's already done its job. You've already made the money, unless you're selling the console for a loss, which is apparently what they still do, but I don't know if that's true across the board. But I know it was true at least during the PS3 era, where like they would sell the console at a loss to make up money within the game sales, right? In which case, maybe I can see that. But again, it's like you have so many good games coming out that I don't think it's going to be a loss. Like, I don't know. The Wii was peak, and you know what? We never got charged more for a Wii game. Give me a second to set things up. We're going to go into Soak and Splash, which is a Sonic game. It's a multiplayer game. So when I make the lobby, I'll invite all of you, or you join via the lobby code. I just need to respond to my wife, so just give me one second, and we'll all get into a sauna with each other. Also, yikes, you don't know if this was also touched upon yet, but you just heard individual copies of Mario Kart World will be €90 physical and €80 digital. You know what? At least they lowered the price for the digital. But yeah, that's a pretty steep price. How much is 90 euros to CAD? Jesus, that's $140. That's absurd. What? See, okay, because this is the thing. Nintendo Switch games are already at, the $100 price point. Like, if you go to buy Tears of the Kingdom now, it's like $110 after tax. Okay? That's a lot. That's a lot for a game. Like, you see me play a lot of games on stream over and over and over again, but that's only because I make a fair amount of money, right? So I'm able to be casual with these purchases. That's not true of everyone. That's not to say that like you are broke, but that's just to say that like literally times are tough. Like it's not easy to make money. So the fact that they're pricing it at this price point is absurd, because it's like, sure, the games are good, but is it really that necessary to go that high when you can probably get even further by just making more sales of quantity, right? Especially because the console is already going up in the price too, and that even disregards even maybe the extras that they need. Because again, to play the Mario Kart game online, you have to pay $20 a month. Like, you can't get around the online the online pass price. So it's like, it's not just €90. It's €90 plus whatever it is monthly. It's even steeper. Maybe they should have just priced it lower, because I feel like that's the type of game that you would want your players to buy to get them into your online ecosystem instead of like price gouging. That's absurd. For reference, AAA price here was €60 for many years, and recently you have reached €70. Now Nintendo steps in. Yeah, Nintendo steps in with an instant increase of 20. To be fair, I've actually seen that Nintendo has been the one to push most of the recent price increases of most games. They never do sales on their flagship titles, which then I've noticed other game developers start to do as well. They never ever sell games for like a below price to like, make it up in like in a different way, right? In the same way that I said, like, maybe Mario Kart World could be less because most people would pay monthly for the online subscription to play it, which immediately makes more profit on month 2, right? It's absurd how much they're getting away with. And it's absurd how much they're able to, because they're the only people making Donkey Kong Bonanza. They're the only people making Donkey Kong Bonanza. If it wasn't for Donkey Kong Bonanza, everything that they'd be doing would be rightfully scorned. And I'm sorry for going into a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct rant. This is Soak and Splash. How do I lower the volume? Oh, Jesus. Nintendo is overrated. I don't think they're overrated. I think they're overpriced. But it's the same thing that I think about of like, how do you determine the price of something? Of anything. Because for some people, 100 euros is like worth it, right? But for others, it's like, damn, that's a lot of money compared to another experience that I could get. The problem is that nothing feels like Metroid Prime. Nothing will probably feel like Donkey Kong Bonanza, except a really weird indie game that might not have the same production quality, right? Nothing will probably feel like Mario Kart. Well, actually, Mario Kart World, to be fair, if you're buying it just for that, you could just buy for Forza Horizon, right? So maybe you have that. But yeah, it's kind of hard to walk away from those things when it's exclusively to Nintendo, which just sucks. And then now there's that new From Software game, which, by the way, is an 8-player PvPvE, so it's like a battle royale game set in a Bloodborne universe exclusive. So it's kind of weird. Apparently, the Welcome Tour game is also made. What? The Welcome Tour game? The manual? You have to pay for the manual? What's the point? I'm not paying for a manual tech demo game. And mind you, it's not like it's gonna be like paid as in cheap. It's gonna be Nintendo priced at 100. Okay, everyone get inside the sauna. We're gonna talk about this inside the sauna. We'll do create, mini games all, hide, close, hide, full. Max player is 40. Live on stream, baby. Okay, look at what the password is. Nintendon'ts. The password is Nintendon'ts. So Nintendon'ts pin. Password is Nintendon't. No quotes. And then if you want to join me in the sauna in this free game, just download Soak and Splash. You can get inside here. I don't know what this game is, but this is a perfect game to play when you're annoyed at the Nintendo ecosystem. Because I feel like the Nintendo ecosystem... I'm so sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I'm so sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to nuke all of your messages. Holy shit, my bad. Listen, it's... Okay, look, I can't use my computer while I'm playing this because the game runs at like 160 FPS, right? So my OBS lags like shit. So, but then I also have the mod button icons because I forgot to turn them off when I reinstalled. So it's very easy for me to accidentally time someone out. That's on my bad. That was my bad. Sorry. How do I? Okay, Windows full screen, frame rate limit. Put this down to like 120, man. I don't need this. I'm sorry, but that was funny. That's why I tend to turn that thing off, because it's very easy to accidentally duke someone. But I think I fixed the performance. Okay, good. I'm good now. The frame rate helped. What even is this game? So this is... What is this? Free? Huh. I'm sorry. Not really sorry. Yeah, have you learned your lesson yet? So this is a free game where you just get to go and hang out in the side of a sauna. And I figured this would be fun to end the stream off on, because there's a lot to talk about today involving the Switch 2 Direct. And it promised to give a authentic Finnish sauna experience with a lot of different places too. So I guess you get showeries. Do you have showeries like this over in Finland? Is this what you do? You get in the shower like this and you cool yourself off, and then you go back to the sauna? How's the Finnish sauna work? That's fancy stuff. Oh, hey. We only live fancy here. What is this? Looks like a torture device. I think it is a torture device. I think this game is a little bit like a torture thing. There's a locker room to put your clothing in. But actually, do you... Like, if you're gonna be naked inside the sauna anyways, right? Okay, this is the thing that I never understood. If you're gonna be naked inside the sauna anyways, why don't you just walk to the sauna naked? Like, what's wrong about that? If everyone's... Look, that's the ultimate test, right? Are you really comfortable with nudity, or are you only comfortable with the nudity in the designated locations? And if so, do you really live in a free country? Global warming. What? Am I dying? Hold out as long as possible. Well, that's easy. I don't think you're supposed to do that. But yeah, okay, look, that's a good game to talk about the Nintendo stuff with, okay? Because I don't understand why they keep doing this. They keep shooting themselves inside the foot, right? And I don't understand why, because when they do that, I always sort of wonder to myself, do they understand what they've done in terms of, is it a mini game every 30 seconds? Oh shit, is that Shatter? Why do you have white hair? Don't let the enemy team take possession of the pickle. Give me your pickle. Give me your pickle. Come here. Give me your pickle. Just let me touch your pickle. Hey, it's my turn. It's my turn with the pickle. Are you dead? Oh shit, you're dead. Okay, sorry. You're on the fence of buying a Nintendo console again in ages, but these pricing decisions give me a really bad vibe. Hey, do you want to come inside the... Come inside. Okay, do you want to ride this? It's gonna go inside the building. Is this what you do instead of a finished sauna? Huh? But this pricing, yeah. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Oh look, there's a coins here. Do you put coins instead of your saunas? Why do you put coins inside? How do I turn off the games? How do I stop this? I don't want to play these games. I just wanted a relaxing time in a sauna. I didn't want to think about this. There's an outside? Wow, there's an outside. Yeah, like the pricing is just a bit too much. And it's... The worst part is, right? Consoles are weird in that the older they get, the better they get. Because you have more game choices. But then it's like... By that point, it's so cheap that there's no point paying the premium. But it's that FOMO. Like, can you beat the FOMO? Because I can't. I don't know what to do about FOMO. Because for me, FOMO was my biggest problem. Well, I can't help but want to get the game ASAP to like play it before, and not in the sense of like missing out because you can't. But it's just it's so hard to beat that feeling. And yeah, exactly. Like consoles are just FOMO. Because there's no need to. I need to know if these are games. Sorry. Hello? Player list authors. Player list. Okay, there's 3 of us in here. I need to mute everyone just in case. Hello, chat. Oh, you're blonde and you're topless. Temperature effects. How do I stop the games? Stop the games. Stop the games. Whatever. We just have to survive. Look, consoles are just FOMO. You guys want you guys want meat? Who wants meat? Sorry, I just ate the whole plate. Sorry. I just... They're fighting! They're fighting! The chat is fighting! Games overall are just FOMO. How long can you resist the shiny thing before a complete edition and Buckfist come out at a discount? So true! Yeah. And I wonder, like, there has to be a problem, right? Because at some point, when did we get to the point where things became FOMO in that sense? Where you're not waiting for necessarily... Or where you're not missing out because everyone's talking about it and the game is so good. But it's like a choice of like, do you wanna play it before the game is even finished? Like it's weird how the thing that the only thing that you're getting now is the experience, but the experience isn't even good. It's like the experience that you have later is like better. Like Stalker 2, for instance, there's circumstances behind it, but I will say as a game, I'm not really enjoying it yet because it's still a little undercooked, right? And I can't imagine how much better it'll be by the end when it's fully cooked. Or even like Starfield. That was a bad purchase for me. That was a really bad choice because I feel like with Starfield it was like, man, I could have just had a better experience had I just waited. Plus, you might upgrade your hardware in the meantime, meaning shiny thing will be even shinier than if you got it instantly. Yep. And as we all know from finance, which is important for tomorrow, because tomorrow is a finance day. Yes, tomorrow is a finance day. If you want to learn about real finance, you can come tomorrow. It's about the compounding of interest. How come nobody is in the sauna? Where are you guys? You want to like do you want get in the bathtub? Wait, I need to remake this lobby. These like games are so annoying. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna remake this lobby. I'm turning off all of the games. That's the worst system I've ever seen before. It's the Nintendo Direct lobby. Nintendo Direct lobby. Nintendo. Break no mini games. Join the Nintendo Direct lobby and look at the Nintendo at all the various things here, okay? Because the mini games ruin the experience by forcing you back over and over into a shitty state. I just want to hang out in a nice cold sauna. I'll stand here with my beer waiting. What do you drink in a Finnish sauna? Do you drink beer? Do you drink like mulled wine? Okay, let's greet these chatties. As soon as they show up, we'll say hi, okay? Yeah, you drink. I like how you just said, yeah, you drink, but like, what do you drink? Where'd they go? I just saw someone spawn and then they went the wrong way. Where did you go? Yeah? Come to the cafe. Come to the cafe. Anything. Anything? Like not something specific? Like mulled wine? What's a good table? Oh, good. This is a good table. You know what? Hang out by the bar. Oh, there it is. Okay, pick your drink. Go. Get like a mulled wine or something. Oh, I'll get like... Do you guys eat noodles? I don't think you guys eat noodles, right? You just steal my drink? It's messed up, man. Right. Here, steal this drink. This one tastes really good. Steal it. Drink it. He just stole my noodles. That's actually crazy. You can't have anything. This is... You know what this is? It's when you put your food down and a bird randomly shows up to steal your stuff. Look, it's gone. The birds are coming. They're eating all of my food. But yeah, it's just hard to justify game purchases now. Like in general, it's just hard to justify most purchases now. But I think games especially. Like I used to think that games were maybe like an easy way to get into this idea of you making it on your own, in the sense of like you have the ability to get a bunch of cool things and make a bunch of cool things that people might like to buy. But it's also good value for the price, because unlike an experience of going out to a restaurant a single time, you pay the same price and you get something that you can play for hours, right? But now it's like I don't even know if that's true anymore for most games, because if you're just getting something that's incomplete, that isn't even good, that's going to be better later, and that eventually gets sold for $6. It's sort of like, why even bother engaging with the FOMO, which is in a way better, because it's like you have so many different games out there from before. Is that a towel? Yo. That you can play and just enjoy while you wait for the next game to go on sale. And it's good to not be old, because when you're old, you've already played all the good stuff. Like you can't wait anymore because your game list is empty. But when you're young like me, I say as a 30-year-old, where'd you get the towel? You have the opportunity to go and play all of these older games at a very cheap price. For instance, did you know, and I didn't know this, you can run the walls? What the fuck? Wait, chat, look. Perfectly timed, perfectly synced. Holy shit. Get on the Roomba. I got transferred. Stop transferring me. So does the in-game voice chat work? Hello? Don't say anything. I have to meet you. What do I sound like in an in-game voice chat? Do any of you have your OBS set up where you can continue to... My ears! Hello? 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 Welcome to Domino's. Can I take your order, sir? What was that? You want a steak pizza? All right, I got you. It's too loud. Yeah, this game by default has a really loud volume, so I don't blame you for thinking it's too loud. Is this what you do in a sauna? Is this what you do in a Finnish sauna? You run around, you like talk about some Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, you slap each other in the ass with a towel. Mind you, everybody's naked. The men, the woman, everyone's naked. All right? Like it's gonna leave a mark. And what happens if the towel like ever so slightly gently slaps your balls? Then it's over, man. It's over. Like you're doomed. No one ever thinks about the balls. Everyone always thinks like, oh yeah, like I can take it. It's just a little towel. But no, it's about the balls. You know, we need more things like Humble Bundle or things like Amazon Prime games. Because again, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, not saying that I do because I'm a true Canadian, so I don't have that. But you can go. But you can go and get free games every single time. Hit this. Let's see your strength go. And the free games are actually insane. I got both Deus Ex games, The Human Revolution plus Mankind Divided, which if you bought at release had so much DLC that it was getting comical. Like you had DLC to add different weapons, you had DLC for certain quests, and there was even a mod to get rid of the orange filter. And no joke, that version of the game without the orange filter eventually released as the director's cut. By the way, you can jump off walls. You can do like a Mirror's Edge thing. Look, you can do a Mirror's Edge thing. I don't know why. You can do an infinite jump. It's just like in Metroid when you do like an infinite jump and you can keep going back to the same wall. But yeah, it's fascinating to see how many free games there are. I know Humble Bundle has a really good deal too, where if you sign up for the subscription thing, so you get the free games with it as well as the cheaper discount on certain games. You also get a one-time subscription yearly, which my buddy used. Actually, Lloyd Hentai, he used it, and you can buy any game that's available on Humble Bundle with that discount for 20% off. So we got Monster Hunter Wilds for 20% off, even though it wasn't like a Humble Bundle thing. It was just part of the subscription. Like, it's weird that you need these to make it affordable now, though, right? Because I'm like, if it has to be done like this to make it affordable, aren't we just in this world where these games, no one can enjoy them anymore? And so, what happens when no one can buy a game? Because a game is not it's not a necessary purchase. It's one of those extra things that you just get because you want, right? Have some mulled wine with me. Sit here. And if you can't afford it, you sit there. I'll sit here. Oh, you want your own drink? Okay, fine. I'll drink both. How do you sit? I'm gonna hold control of the end. Oh wait, 5, yeah. Is this how you sit on chairs inside the sauna? By the way, if you sit like this, right? Doesn't your ball sack show to someone? Like, how many balls have you seen? Like, isn't someone's balls just like there? How do you not want to look down? How do you not want to stare at their balls when they're across from you, cross-legged, like this? Yeah, they also leave a wet mark. Have you ever looked at it? Does it leave a wet mark in the shape of like this? Here, look. Does it look like this? Let me draw this. Does it look like this? Oh shit, everything's lagging. Everything's lagging because this game is so heavy. I can't. My system's dying. Hello? 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 Holy shit, my system almost died. Jesus Christ. Why is this game so heavy? What the fuck? It's this game combined with trying to stream paint that breaks the entire thing. Okay, I'm never gonna do that ever again. But yeah, it's like a moose knuckle, right? And you see it. It's like two circles with like a little teardrop. It's like two teardrops conjoined in the center, like a conjoined twin. That's the kind of shape that I want to see. I got $18 kvass. What is kvass? Maybe we should do this every single time for like a Just Chatting stream. We just go in here and we drink some kvass. As streamer plus chat. Actually, there is some... so there are co-op games coming soon. I figured out the Sven co-op thing. I figured out how to hide both of our IPs. Or, well, you have to be okay with you giving me your IPs. Which, I mean, you implicitly trust me by being here, so it's fine. I'm not the one who's parasocial, okay? Like, all of you are, so I have to fear you. But I have a server that's strong enough now, so Sven co-op will happen. As well as other such fun games, such co-op games. So not only Sven co-op, but a couple of other ones that needed some dedicated service too. I'm also recruiting people who want to join in on a Dark Messiah co-op run because the Dark Messiah of Might and Magic co-op mod is now done ish. It's playable. It's like a homemade beer. Oh, is it? So I was reading this. I was reading the story or this Wikipedia page. Is it like Klungy or Kongi or Kungi? Or Klingy? Or Clangy? What's it called again? It's like a homemade like alcohol. You ferment it with like fast yeast or something? Is it like that? Is it like Clomby? Or Klingy? Or Clungy? Shrug. Are you even old enough to drink, chat? Kidding, I know that they're old enough to drink. Klongy these nuts. Holy shit, it's the horn! Whoa, 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 whoa. How do I get the horn? Yo, where's the horn? How do I get the horn? Where's the horn? Kvass? Ale? It's ale in a horn. Do you guys drink out of horns? I've only ever seen one single person with a horn cup. And I don't know. This feels sad, actually. If you look at this... Okay, POV, you're in the sauna because you're a washed-up streamer who, like, you know, is trying to relive those, like, glory days. Yeah, you guys ever have mulled wine in a horn before? It's kind of crazy, right? Right? Wait, I can do like an echo here. Wait. Testing. Okay. Right. Wait. Right. Anybody drink mulled wine inside of a horn? There's nobody here. There's no one here to listen to me. I just missed those days when someone would come and watch, which is like one or two people at the best most of the time. Where's my drink tower? Oh shit, you're here. Like you went to find that thing. You went all the way to find it. I can see this game being pretty fun. Look, this is a fun game to just relax in. To hang out with your homies at the sauna. You want to go inside the shower? Okay, what? Okay, can you explain to me something? Can you explain to me something? What is the point of a changing room if you're just gonna be naked in the end? Like, wouldn't you just get naked outside here? Like, it's no less indecent. It's like if you think that nudity is indecent and you don't want to see somebody getting naked, you wouldn't go to a sauna, right? Because isn't the point of a sauna is that everyone's naked? Like the only reason that the characters have clothes is because of the game rating system. So what's the point of a changing room? Do you have changing rooms in your saunas? Because I don't get the point of this. If you're gonna be naked anyways, the moment that you walk in the front door, you should start to undress there, right at the reception. Some don't get naked. What? What's the point? You're surrounded by nudity. Somewhere what? What's the point? But you're surrounded by like nudity. So what's the point? You might as well. Oh yeah, this is the leaf thing. Can you explain to me what this leaf thing does? What's the point of this leaf that you put on? Your back. You know what? Step inside. Get inside the sauna. Show me how it's done. You hit it with it while you sauna. What does it feel like? What is it meant to do? Like, how do you... What's the point? Just pushing air and it hurts a bit. What is... Everything I hear about saunas, honestly, after playing Infra, it's made me want to try a sauna so much. And I know it's weird to say because I sound like that dude who was like looking for a female writer who's willing to get into a sauna naked so that we can write a game about saunas. I sound like that guy, but I'm not being a creep about it. There's something funny about the sauna experience that I just want to try. Like, it's just nothing about it makes sense to me. Like, okay, you know what? The water works makes sense to me. Playing with the water makes sense. Getting in to feel hot makes sense. The leaf on your back, I don't get it. And the drinking makes sense. I think being drunk and naked is the best time to be drunk. Well, okay. Knowing that everyone there is like consensual and accept, right? So like, if you're within a consensual group and like you like know that it's all fine, then it's a pretty fun time, right? Because being drunk otherwise usually sucks. Where it's like, you can't really do any fun activities because you're too drunk to enjoy it. But at least you have the calmly of like, hey man, you have a tiny penis. You know what I mean? And like, it's like all consensual, but it still hurts you to like hear that, right? That's what I'm thinking of. It's not really fun to be naked otherwise. Like, it's not fun to be drunk otherwise, and it's not fun to be naked otherwise. But combining them both, it does seem like it'd be entertaining. As to whether or not I would do it every single time, I don't know. Holy shit, there's a Roman bath. Oh, it's a cold water bath. Cool. I'm gonna die. Alright. Get inside the slide pool. Thank you for watching for today, everyone. Switch 2 was interesting. The pricing makes me sad. This is a fun little weird sauna game to go on to just to hang out. There's an official TikTok link. What do you mean there's a TikTok link? Okay, we have to check these out after. And the YouTube. But I enjoyed today. It was a bit of an earlier stream, and so it ends earlier as well. I think we went for a fair amount of time. There's nothing else that I have to do. And did they mention the pricing? You missed it, so we looked it up afterwards. The Japanese site says about $650 Canadian, so $250 above the usual price of the Switch 1. Game upgrades, you have to pay like $20 for if you want to play it on the Switch 2 with the Switch upgrades. Otherwise, you just play it on the Switch 2 maybe. I'm not really sure. It's sort of unclear. And then physical games are 90 euros now versus 80 euros for the digital. But general AAA price is 70 euros. I know I just said like 4 different currencies. Like I just spoke about the Japanese yen, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the euros. But sadly, this is a multicultural chat, sadly. And so nobody can give me a straight answer. Nobody can give me a straight answer on any of the numbers. Can we all normalize values to Canadian Tire dollars? All right? Can we please think... Okay, before you give any number, convert it to Canadian Tire dollars. All right? What is the average rent in your area? Canada is not real. You need to go back to America, buddy. This isn't the stream for you. Oh, man. You heard $499 US for the Mario Kart bundle, but you cannot find a real source in the article that you were linked. Yeah, it's like hard to find sources. It's weird how like they're so secretive about it until the last second. And that it takes time to collate all that information. Because it makes sense though, because they just want to get the hype for it. But it does suck that you have to wait to figure out how much it really is. Yeah, in Canadian Tire dollars, that's maybe like 2,000 Canadian Tire dollars. I think the going rate was you spent $1 at Canadian Tire and you got $10 back or $20 back. So pretty steep rate, and it's like a Canadian. And it's like a Canadian dollar, so like a US dollar would maybe get like 15, or sorry, like 35 Canadian Tire dollars, and then like a euro would get like 50 or 60. Anyways, yeah, what a good day. We learned a lot about currency. Tomorrow's finance day, so we're gonna learn how to make enough money to afford the Switch 2 tomorrow. Hope that you enjoy the finance day tomorrow. I was gonna announce the roles today, but I'll do it tomorrow because I need more time to draw them anyways. I have the most goonerific designs in mind for some of these roles, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, last night a chatter mentioned that they're in a Discord server where the people roleplay and they have different stream sonars. So I want to do the same here because it's a bit like the register. Oh man, where you register and you go inside of the cum jar. But this time it'll be a real role that you carry, and I'm actually gonna track these because I lost the list of the last one. So you get a cool drawing and you get a cool role. You have to role play your role while you're inside of the chat. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on this early stream. I don't like doing early streams because it's pretty painful on my system. But when it's like this, I don't mind because it's at least the excitement of some things. At least until we learn about the price, kept me going. But it is sad to see the price of the Switch 2 stuff. But we have to. Let's check out the TikTok of this game. This game is a TikTok. I have to quit the game though because the game lags my computer and I don't know why. So there's a YouTube channel and a TikTok for this game. Before we go, just want to check this out. Post Hood Studio, Soak and Splash Gameplay Trailer 3, and there's a sequel out now, which they didn't advertise. So. Is that how you use it? I don't think you're supposed to use it on someone else. Okay, well that's a YouTube channel. Yeah, cinematic trailers. There's a okay, well the TikTok account died. Well, you know what? That was a good time. Fun was had by all. And I hope that you all enjoyed today. I'm going to go now. See you tomorrow for Finance Day. It's going to be a long day of finance. We're going to go over a lot of finance terms. And we're going to put it to practice both in the real world and in the virtual world. Have a good day, everyone. And I hope that some of you choose the Gooner role tomorrow.